My name is Cyndie Shelton, and I'd like to take just a few minutes here and give a brief testimonial and update on my health. Many of you know that a little over 90 days ago, I was sent home from the hospital. My husband says basically they sent me home to die because after a month-long stay, they were really not able to do anything for me. I think they just kind of threw up their hands. You know, to be fair, I went into the hospital because I had a lymphedema mass that needed surgery. While they were doing the testing phase, they found a condition in my heart that was stenosis of the aortic stenosis, valve there, and I was not getting blood and oxygen to the other parts of my heart, and then I had a bad infection, and they couldn't do surgery on the heart because of the mass, and the mass because of the heart. They were kind of offsetting, plus anesthesia I don't have a good record with. I had coded a couple times in the past with that, and so I just think they didn't know what to do with me. So they sent me home and said, well, try to get better and we'll assess surgery in the future. And so I got home after that month-long hospital stay with just little help and no hope, but God. And I was sharing with a friend. He was asking how it was going and how things, because it had been a nightmare those few months, just insurance and everything. And I told him my story. He just patiently listened, and he said these words, "I think I can help you." And so he told me about this spray. It's called IHeRQles, and all you do is just spray it under your tongue 4 times a day, or 3 or 4 times a day, and 3 or 4 sprays each time. And what it is basically it's 44 molecules of the top 44 plants across the planet. And it took them 30 years to do a study, and they wanted to create a formula that would open up all the systems in our body, the microsystem, the lymphatic system, the vascular system, all of our systems, because we have dirty blood that's plugging up our bodies and not allowing our bodies to heal. And they wanted something that would be bring no harm, and that would help people get well, and there would be no contraindications or with any other with any drugs or supplements or things like that. And so they came up with this formula. It's actually been around since 1973, but it was not allowed in the United States until about 6 years ago, of course. And so I had no hope, like I said at that time, and so I decided, forever the skeptic, but I decided to give it a try. And because our hemoglobin regenerates itself every 4 months. Our platelets, our red blood cells, white blood cells, all of those things regenerate itself, but we're regenerating dirty blood over and over again, blood that clogs our systems and doesn't allow that blood flow and doesn't allow that oxygen flow, and that's why we become sick. And so this is not magic. It's not a magic bullet. What this does is it opens up those systems. It regenerates that blood, or cleans up that blood. So at the end of your 4 months, we're on it 4 months because we don't know where we're at in that process of regenerating. And so for 4 months, you're on a little bit more of a therapeutic dose. And what it does is it's getting out the dirty blood and replacing it with clean blood, because you're getting rid of pathogens and toxins and all these things in your system. Plastic, people have been getting rid of plastics. Yeah, and that's for another video about the plastics we have in our system because of all the plastics we use. But so I thought I'd give it a try and started spraying, and I wanted a chance to, because nothing else was helping, and I wanted a chance to be able to get the help and have the hope that I was looking for. And I believe this is the direction that God was leading to me. I made a post about that, and so that I would be sharing an update. So here that update is. So when I started spraying, it's been a little over 90 days now, I noticed just an overall feeling of well-being and calmness. And I noticed some of the first things was with my hearing. I felt like I was under a tunnel, underwater constantly, and just pressure and couldn't hear, and that cleared up just within days. And I couldn't believe it, but I was pretty excited. Well, then after spraying a few more weeks, like I said, I came home with a lot of problems. But I noticed that I've had psoriasis on my leg just, like the one leg, one calf forever, for a long time, and I was not able to get rid of it no matter what I tried, no matter what I did. And I wasn't even thinking about this. I mean, we do have a cream too, but I wasn't using the cream on it. And I reached down one day, because I was always reaching down and itching, and the skin was smooth. And I'm like, what? And took a picture and could not believe, I have before and after pictures. I could not believe it has totally cleared up. So I pretty quickly was becoming a believer. And so when they sent me home, they sent me home on 24/7 oxygen on 2 liters, because I was just not getting oxygen to my heart and to my brain, and just having trouble breathing. And so I've noticed here in the last couple weeks, I have it still close by me. I need it intermittently, I would say, but I go for hours sometimes and don't even realize that I don't even have it on, and my number still, I have one of those little, these thingamajiggies, what you call them, that test your oxygen and your heart rate. And so that was like pretty exciting. Well, they had to also send me home on a water pill and a catheter, because I was holding so much fluid in my body. So they had put me on a couple water pills, which did help, get rid of a lot of that fluid. And I've lost right around 100 pounds. Mostly, I think, water weight and other weight, but I could not believe it. And now I'm on 1 pill instead of 2. And so that's progressing and getting better. Now, I'm not opposed to being on that if I need to, if I feel like I'm holding too much water or whatever, but I feel like I'm only going to progress in the right direction, God willing. And so that was the other thing I noticed. Now, they also found some nodules on my thyroid. And so I started putting, when they told me about the iRevive cream, let me tell you about it real quick, is it's a cream, it was created actually for burns, to help with 3rd degree and 2nd degree burns, healing that skin. And you put it right in, and just heals that skin. And people use it on their face. I noticed my eyes. I mostly put it on my eyelids because it helps with vision too. And my skin, it's just so soft. I wasn't really looking to do that so much, but that's been a blessing. But you can put it on any scars. It helps with scars or any skin condition. I put it on my knuckles in the morning, because my knuckles are, I wake up with my knuckles sore and aching. Or, it's good for digestion. You can eat it. I'm going to show you right here. And it tastes great. It doesn't really have a taste, but can you put your face cream? Can you eat your face cream? I know it's kind of weird, but it helps with digestion, or helps heal your gums. And so I knew I was into something that was really going to help me. Well, I also have a cancerous mole on my leg, and again, I'm still in the journey with that, but I've got before and after pictures. It's amazing. If you just saw my legs, they were just covered with sores, and having been diabetic in the past and having lymph issues, that's all cleared up, and my legs are so skinny now. It's so much fun to look down and be able to see my feet, and have it helping me. That way I could cry. I gotta be careful, and I don't cry because I really can't believe it, but God, I knew this is the direction that God was leading, and I'm so thankful to Him and to my friend for introducing this to me. But I also had a fat tumor on my liver. I've had it there for 20-some years, but it had grown quite sizable, big enough that I could put my hand around it, and long, like a hot dog or whatever, and it's like less than, I don't know, maybe a third of the size, quarter of the size. So that has gone away. All these nodules are gone. The skin tags that I had all over my neck and stuff are mostly gone. And of course, you know how unsightly that is. And so these are things that were unexpected. But I can't wait to get back to my cardiologist and doctors and test, get some lab work done and see how my heart's doing. I don't expect, big things yet, but I'm hoping as time goes on, and I'm still on that journey, and as time goes on, that I will be able to find that it's helping me with that. The testimonials are over the top. I get on those testimonials. There's different Zooms and things you can get on to hear, because what it's done for other people. And we have to be careful making claims, of course, because of Big Pharma and FDA or whatever. But you name it, I can put you in a Facebook group, and you can see and read these testimonials for yourself. And so I didn't want this video to be longer than 10 minutes, so I'm gonna kind of cut it short here. But I can put you, as I said, in that group. If you're interested in more, I can show you my before and after pictures. I can give you more information about the product or not. Full disclosure, I am a distributor, but I don't care if you go buy it from somebody else. I don't care. Just get it. Try it. I don't, it does. My husband's taking it too. It's helping with his mental clarity and brain fog, and helping him sleep better, and just that calmness of anxiety and things. And so they've got patches too. I've got a patch on for my thyroid and digestion. It's helped me with my digestive issues. Being in the hospital for a month, it just messes you up. And I've had problems with that in the last couple of years anyway. And so that is slowly but surely straightening itself out as well. So I'm sure I'm forgetting some things, but again, I didn't want this to be very long. Thank you for taking time to listen. And please, as I said, find it on the internet, or contact me and I can give you more information. And as I said, share those before and after pictures. And God is good. God is always and only good. Thank you.